Juvenile Diabetes Foundation Children's Congress. 100 kids with diabetes from every state in the Union, speaking out nationally for the first time on their own behalf. Children who have the words to ask for what they so desperately need, but who, until now, haven't had the platform. Children who are becoming advocates for their own cure.
I heard you had an interesting idea. Come back here, buddy, so you can be on TV. I heard you had an interesting idea recently, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what was your idea?
Well, I figured instead of having the grown-ups go to Congress, why don't we have the kids go to Congress for diabetes? Because it seems, I think kids should have a chance to speak instead of grown-ups all the time.
That's a very, very good point.
And today's hearing is designed to focus on what has been done on medical research and what should be done and what will be done in the future.
I really, really hope that there will be a cure. If there is not a cure, I will find a cure. I want to be a medical researcher. I want to make sure that no other child has to go through the same pain that I go through every day. The one thing that could keep me from fulfilling my dreams and goals is if diabetes ends my life before I achieve them. So please, promise to remember me and all the children suffering from diabetes.
Children's Congress is a vehicle for all parents and children who are impacted with diabetes to suddenly feel empowered again, to fight back against diabetes, to make a difference.
Everybody has a challenge in their life. Diabetes happens to be ours.
This was the first Juvenile Diabetes Foundation Children's Congress. It attracted the most national attention ever paid to type 1 diabetes.
On Capitol Hill, a group of young people with diabetes are lobbying for increased research funding. And
kids from around the country are heading to Washington, D.C.
He's urged lawmakers on Capitol Hill to do more to fight diabetes.
She has devoted her life to raising awareness of juvenile diabetes.
Children from all 50 states are speaking out to lawmakers.
This morning, the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation is holding its first Children's Congress. Child delegates from...
Diabetes kills 1 American every 3 minutes. And today, the famous and those struggling with the disease tug Capitol Hill's heartstrings. They want money to find a cure.
I think that we should today not let down these children that were nice enough to come here and show them that they did something right. And so that when they grow up, they could be proud of the country they live in.
You are not the only one we are challenging to double research budgets. We've challenged ourselves at JDF. In 1998, we gave about $30 million to research, and by 2002, we project giving more than $120 million. Now that's a doubling of every 3 years.
Research is proceeding at a great pace on many fronts. I want to express my appreciation to the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation for helping to organize this hearing and for working with the NIH in such a collaborative and collegial fashion.
Even though I check my blood sugars a lot, I've had seizures. We really need a cure. I don't want to ever have seizures again.
So often, members of Congress and decision makers see statistics, but don't see real people. And these young people, these children, will be able to tell their story better than anyone else that gets paid a lot of money to lobby in this town.
Finding the cure for diabetes is all I think about every hour of every day. I try to be brave, but sometimes I get very sad and cry myself to sleep. I dream of what it would be like when I take my last shot of insulin and no longer have to poke my fingers.
I can only dream of that day that I can eat what I want and do not have to worry about what my blood sugar number is, and not worry about what it will do to my eyesight or coordination. Though I can only dream about that day, you can make it happen.
We at JDF are not alone in believing that we can unite to rid the world of diabetes. The President of the United States, Bill Clinton, and the First Lady, Hillary Rodham Clinton, have joined us in the fight, becoming the honorary patrons of the first JDF Children's Congress.
People without diabetes say you will get used to the shots. I have had over 14,600 shots, and I can tell you, you never get used to it.
Even if I do everything right, like my fingerprints, pricks, and shots, bad things can still happen to me.
With JDF continuing to lead the way, and with researchers on the front lines giving everything they possibly can to this incredible effort to find a cure, I know that day will come.
Today we are asking the American people to awaken to these bright, beautiful faces before us here, filled with hope, and see that for my son Joe, and for all of these kids, the moment to change their future is now. I thank you.
We're going to sing. We're going
to sing a wonderful song that Alan Silvestri and Stephen Schwartz wrote called Promise to Remember Me.
In a busy life, in the coming days, you and I will go our separate ways. Tell me why we share this moment. Tell me you remember me. Time takes what we feel, even when it's real. Fades it like a sunset on the sea. I know, still I'm asking you to promise to remember me. When today slips away in memory, promise to remember me.
If you had the power to change their future, to make it healthy and strong, wouldn't you? The answer is obvious. And yes, we do have that power. It lies in research and the money that makes research possible. Promise to remember me. It's more than a slogan. It's the promise of our future. It's a promise we can keep. Until there's a cure, we all promise to remember.
While you're running free, promise